Whoa, we are live! Welcome everybody. This is the official Lady Death Apocalyptic Abyss launch event and party. How the hell are you people? Welcome to our hell quarters. Tonight is the night. In less than 30 minutes, we actually launched the brand new Lady Death Apocalyptic Abyss Kickstarter. Will this be the best one ever? I don't know. It's up to you. So I implore you, share. Tell everybody what's about to happen. Well, without further ado, do you want to get a look at what we're going to do? Come on down. I'll show you. Hey, you meet all these psychopaths over here. Yeah, Lady Death. Hey man, we can't do it without the Fiends either, so before we even get started, real quickly, I'm going to pick a couple names and we're going to send out some prizes. So, 2 prizes, a nice Lady Death hardcover to get caught up on the story, and a cool collector's edition. So, let's do it. First Fiend winning, Miranda Caswell. You have just won. And number 2, oh look at that, Jose, I don't know how to say your last name. It's Jose. Jose from Chicago. Dude, you just won. Well, this is crazy, man. This is our 11th Kickstarter and the 7th Lady Death. And communicating with you and working through Kickstarter has allowed our tribe to connect all across the globe. So tonight, we imagine over the course of our 30-day campaign that we're going to reconnect with Fiends as far away as Belgium, the Far East, and of course, the great North America and European nations. So it's great to see all you guys. This is madness. But without further ado, I want to tell you a little bit about what we're going to offer. But before I do, Jimmy, why don't you spin that camera around and show these fucking people again? I caught him off guard. You got to be ready because you don't know. Hey, so I want to let you know, for the Lady Death Kickstarter softcover edition, we have the wonderful Mr. Mike Chrome.
I was trying to get a beer.
Sorry. This is for the Kickstarter edition. Mike Chrome is I think he really captures the essence of Lady Death in a way few artists do. We're always happy that he makes time in his busy schedule to contribute, right? And then next up, the hardcover is done by our dear friend, always an honor, the one and only Paolo Pantalena. Paolo. If you know the stories about Paolo that I knew, oh man.
Oh my God.
We really only hire the rock and roll type artists, and Paolo, man, oh, he's the man. So, hey, big up to the one and only Mr. Murat Michaels, the homage king. Truly, Murat turned us on to the whole premise of doing the homage edition. I was pretty resistant initially, but now we're having all kinds of fun, and here we're doing our homage to Action Comics #1. And from what I've heard, you guys out there seem to like it. So, kiss the skull. All right, so I can't predict my behavior. Let's do that again. I don't know. So I'd like to welcome the new emerging talent Colette Turner to the Coffin Comics fold, and she has done the jeweled edition for this edition, and we think she's done an outstanding job. Her detail is paralleled by none. Do you agree, Troy Hudson?
I think it's fantastic.
You want to whip around and get a close-up on that kid?
Thank you.
Thanks, Troy Hudson.
Cover rocks.
Troy Hudson is the official ambassador of Fiend Nation in Coffin Comics. Thanks to him and his lovely wife, Gidget, not Ginger Hudson, coming out. It's the red hair doll. Now, certainly not to be outdone, the wonderful work of Sora. Sora, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Sora Soon. You will correct me in person, I'm sure, one day. However, look at Sora's work. It's tremendous. This was her idea of doing this cool wood nymph druid witch of Lady Death. I think it's phenomenal. This will be on a holofoil edition. Give me some time.
10 minutes.
What time is it? Thank you. Okay, cool. So we got, and then we have the Naughty Edition by Mr. Mike DiBalfo, Jeremy Clark, Arizona locals, and most of our covers are actually colored by Cece De La Cruz, Ulamos, or Sabine Rich. So another cool piece. Great Naughty. You know, who doesn't like a Mike DiBalfo Naughty? Anybody here not like a Mouth? And of course, returning to the fold, he is incredible and he is singular and unique in his style. The one and only Mr. Jamie Tyndall is providing our metal edition. Jamie Tyndall, man, you are a rock star, and we know. We always thank you for contributing. And I know he's done a rad one here, but we got a couple more in the pocket for later in the year that will knock your socks out. Right on. Now, wonderful colorist Sabine Rich has graduated to artwork in her own right, and here she is doing the first ever Hell Witch cover. So Sabine Rich on our Hell Witch cover, and we're featuring Hell Witch because in this new story, Apocalyptic Abyss, the clash of Lady Death and Hell Witch comes to a head, and there really are consequences. This is no punk-ass cat fight. Shit goes down. Believe that. Now, he's also known as a tattoo artist and a BAMF. It's the one and only Jesse Witchman. Here. The guy, you know, the guy. And he is brilliant. His detail is incredible. And he's carved a niche out where we put him on these metallic jewel editions because the detail is insane. But we also know that there's some people like to grade books. So when we do his edition, we're also in that upper tier that one would pledge for. We're also offering this edition in paper. So paper and staples, so that can be graded as part. Now, Jesse Witchman also contributed our chase cover for this particular edition. The chase cover is limited to 6 color variants, limited to 50 apiece, and 6 Omega editions. So if you back one of our tiers, which tier? Mega Baller, High Roller? Both.
Yeah, both.
If you do both, you guys remember Nick? There's Nick.
Hey, guys.
Let's take it. Here's Nick. He's like at the fucking button. So you can swing around.
I have the
Don't do it.
I have the nuke codes, everyone.
That is the... No! That button is the button. That launches the Kickstarter. That's the one, like, I don't go near, Nick and I actually build the Kickstarter along with everybody else, and like I don't go near that button.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Oh, and there's this new kid on the block, you may have heard of him. I don't know, his name is Frank Cho. Frank Cho is contributed the art for our Ultimate Legend tier, and let me take a look at the work colored by Sabine Rich. It's unparalleled. I'm using that word unparalleled a lot. So unparalleled. It is unparalleled because it's actually unparalleled. Like we're hitting unparalleled all the time. But it's really incredible. I think the unique thing is people know Frank Cho is a top tier talent, already a legend. He's an A-lister, an A-gamer guy. And people are used to his comics selling 50, 60, 100,000 copies. Well, guess what? This full-color Frank Cho comic, which will be serial numbered and limited only to 50 copies. Well, that's it. It's only going to be limited to 50 copies. You're used to like 50,000 Frank Chos. This is it. It's going to be limited to 50. It comes with a raw version where you see his black and white art. It'll also come with a hand-colored edition by Jason Jensen. And together, that's the way we're offering it. And then we have one other usage of it at San Diego Comic-Con. But the full-color image will be limited to 50 and will never be reproduced. 5 to go. Right on. So, you guys may have noticed that thanks to Francisca Pulido and the design work of Mr. Bernie Fritz right there. Why don't you run over and say hello to Bernie?
What's up, guys?
If you like Bernie Fritz, I like Bernie Fritz, and what he does for us is all our reward graphics, and he does all our, what's the actual time?
It's 6:40.
Okay, 6:40. Okay, so he does all our reward graphics, and he does all the Kickstarter graphics and all our stretch goals. But this time he did our patch set. So I am actually wearing the patch set. Francisca Pulido put it together to show you what it's like. This is dye sublimated, printed with embroidered border. They are sew-ons. You have to sew them on. But here are the images. This comes together as a complete set. Can you guys in the background settle down a little bit? And Jeff, come back here and keep in time for me. So check this out. Frank Cho?
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
This is the first ever Coffin Comics fine art print. This print will be limited to 250 copies. It is printed on archival quality paper and archival quality inks. The paper alone is probably more than we've ever spent on a physical product. Troy, can you ask those folks to be quiet for comments? So that's strictly limited to 50. Now, you guys, some of you guys really enjoyed it, so we're bringing back the mystery envelope. And so we're doing an edition limited to 666, but no edition inside the overall edition has more than 55 copies. And we actually all the way go down to Omega, so there's quite a few. Well, that's just a brief look at some of the rewards that we're offering when we go live in less than 15 minutes. But I would be remiss if I didn't remind you or let you know that on February 9th, it's officially now and forever Lady Death Day. So what does that mean? Lady Death #1 came out 24 years ago on February 9th. And to celebrate, we're asking you to go out into the world with your Lady Death comics or merchandise and take pictures, at home, at work, at play, in the pool, at the bar. Just spread the word of Lady Death. Send us a picture and hashtag it Lady Death Day, and you will be eligible for prizes. Now, if you don't have anything Lady Death, you'll notice on our Facebook page and soon on our Kickstarter message board, we have this cutout. You can actually print this out, trim it, and you can have your own Lady Death standee that you could bring with you throughout the day. So that's a little preview, but you know what? Here we are at HQ, and we're starting to kind of get things together. So I want to show you another part of HQ we haven't been able to show you up until now. So check it out. So welcome everybody to the Coffin Comics Conference Room Cabal. We call, hey everybody, say hello to the folks out there.
Hey!
So this is our cabal. We call this the war room. What I'd like to point out to you, if you can't notice, is that our conference room is shaped like a coffin. And while we're still in mid-decor, it's starting to turn out quite nice. Let's go down the room really quickly, starting with Bernie and around. Introduce yourself and say hello to the folks.
Hey, I'm Bernie, graphic designer. Rock on!
I'm Lindsay. I'm Bernie's fiance and apparently driver.
Hi, I'm Coop. I'm the apparent badass here at Coffin Comics.
And tonight's official timekeeper. I'll keep talking. You guys probably know me.
I'm Nick. I'm the customer service manager at Coffin Comics.
Troy Hudson, Fiend Ambassador to the world.
Gidget Hudson, wife of the ambassador.
So thanks everybody. Thanks. This is the conference part. But any conference room would not be complete unless it really, we have to class up the joint and we really have to do our work. So our conference room has a bar. So welcome to the Coffin Comics bar, and folks, if you're interested, can I offer any of you guys a shot?
Hell yeah. Fireball?
Sure.
I got fire, we got it all. We got the fireball.
Yeah.
We kind of thought that at the end of a busy day, we kind of like to have a drink, so Francisca's going to pour some drinks.
To make it a mess. Do you guys need any shots? Shots. Hi, everybody. You guys want a shot?
Some of those fiends, I bet Chris Poe would do a
Chris
shot with
Poe
me.
wants to do a shot.
What?
I know
What are you
he
drinking?
wants to do
Sean
a shot.
Wolf would do a shot with
Pardon
me.
me? Okay, shot of tequila for
Shot of
Nick.
tequila for Nick.
I'll take
Choo-choo-choo.
Shot it up. Woo! Jimmy, shot?
Shot.
For the cameraman.
Sorry, for the cameraman.
Whoop.
That's a big one.
Shakalaka.
Branding.
Put them up.
Failure is not an option.
Over here, you people.
You'll have to excuse us during our live because
Oh,
they
would
have
you like
to.
tequila?
Please.
You want some Patron?
No. No fireball.
No
with this
fireball,
guy.
Troy?
No fireball. with this guy.
Troy's not man enough.
No.
It's not that. One Phoenix Comic Con, we had about this amount of fireball we all went through really fast.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody get what they need?
Brian, do you need one?
Yep.
He does.
There you go.
Cool.
Who didn't get any? Did you want something? Do you guys want something?
one.
Jeff?
I'll get one.
Bueller?
You want?
So in the meantime, while we're all getting liquored up, we'd like to introduce Sapphire, who is going to be, I'd like to introduce her. She and her husband, Derek, right over there, are friends from New Jersey area.
Hello.
Next weekend on Saturday, February 17th, we'll all be at AZ VentureCon at Jesse James Comics from 12 to 5. That was a tongue twister. However, I can say that Sapphire will be in full 100% Lady Death regalia. So thank you so much for. And so for any of you Arizona locals out there, come on down, say hello. That day, we're going to celebrate Lady Death's 24th anniversary with Sapphire, some new exclusives we made just for Jesse James Comics, because Jesse James is my boy.
He's the man.
He's the man, and then we are going to have a Lady Death birthday cake. We're going to get in, and we're going to get out before the law catches up to us. So whoever's got their shots, let's kind of put them up and just say, we all want to thank everybody around the world for being so kind to us and re-embracing us in this new era of Coffin Comics. We love you guys. We're not over. We're not done with the live. But for right now, let's just put it up and say thank you so much, everybody. This
Thank
was.
you.
Boom, shakalaka.
The night has begun.
There it is.
So.
Somebody got you, huh?
I'd also like to ask. So we have a couple other stars in place. So I'd like to ask Mr. Mike McLean to step in. So this is Mr. Mike McLean. He is my co-writer on most everything that we do at Coffin Comics. Mike, would you mind telling the story of how we met up and, I don't know, some anecdote or story?
Well, we met at Phoenix Comic Con.
Yep, that's true.
Brian was doing, he was a producer for the Stitched movie.
Yeah, we made a short film for Garth Ennis. Yeah.
And I went to the showing. I don't know if Brian knows this. I was stalking him because I desperately wanted to work in comics. I, before that, have wrote some of the sci-fi movies, the cheesy monster movies, Sharktopus and Piranaconda. And I've always wanted to write comics. So I approached him and introduced myself. And years later, been working together on all the titles for Coffin Comics. It's a dream come true, a boyhood dream come true.
It's cool. Yeah, we've been having really fun. It's such a fun collaboration.
It is.
Yeah, it's cool. What's neat is Apocalyptic Abyss is coming out now, but you and I are so far ahead of where we're at.
We know where the bodies are.
We do. we know distinctly for 2 years, and then we get out 5 years, 10 years, where we would like to head with Lady Death, and actually the expanding dark verse of Lady Death. So, anything you want to add or say to the folks out there?
I can't tell you how honored I am and humbled I am that people have supported Coffin Comics like this. It's just a huge honor to write the books and that anybody who's out there reading them. I'm so happy to do it. So thanks.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It just catches us by surprise. I'd like to actually pull in another person, if you don't mind, a longtime collaborator. Come on in here, Mr. Monty Moore. We're so lucky to have Monty. Monty, what are you doing out here in the Valley of the Sun?
I came down for 11 weeks for one of the top fine art shows in the country, which is called the Arizona Fine Art Expo.
So in another life, some of us know you for your pop culture work, but here, as you're out for the Fine Art Expo, what medium and what genre are you working in?
I actually decided to kind of do this series I call Portraits of the West, and it's combining pop culture with Western, and so I'm doing Clint Eastwood, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, pieces from Dances with Wolves and Tombstone and all these great movies that a lot of us, love. So I'm not stepping away from the industry. I'm just adding another sort of dimension, I hope, and trying to experiment with some different media. So I'm actually working in oils, acrylics, airbrush, pencil, kind of everything. I might even learn some sculpture.
That's cool. Well, where can folks get you online, Monty?
Well, there's 5 different websites. The main one is...
Pick 3, Monty.
Yeah. So Maverick Arts, Facebook, of course. I love Facebook. We all do. It's the best way to interact. And then I have a new website, which is called The Art of Monty Moore, which is where all the fine art is.
Well, Monty and I have been collaborating. Well, we've known each other for, 20 years
20
plus
years,
at this
yeah,
point. And we've
absolutely.
been re-collaborating for the last 3 or 4 years, I think.
4, maybe almost 5.
There you go.
Somewhere
We're really
in there.
having a blast doing it.
Yeah.
Well, we already in our shelves we have 3 Monty Moores on deck. and
They're hidden.
They're
You guys haven't
hidden.
even seen them.
And Monty Moore has contributed to our Kickstarter, but how and where is just part of a mystery and a secret that you will just have to find out more about.
That's just how Brian rolls. I don't even know, because I could probably be bribed, but he can't.
You know, it's funny. I wonder how it is on the other side, because what happens is I will I cull the art in from all these wonderful artists, and I'm hoping that they trust me that I'm going to do the right thing in terms of putting them in cool combinations. And I don't tell people really how it's going to come out. Like
No, people ask me all the time, they're like, hey, where's it printed this way? I'm like, you got to ask the man, because he's the gatekeeper.
So, for example, if we're lucky enough to unlock at 100K, okay, that'd be great. We really want to. If we're lucky enough to do that, there will be an artist on something. It'll be the first time, second time he's published by us, but he doesn't know it. So it's kind of fun to do that, really, in a sense. Like, how's this going to be used? Like, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to trust I'm going to do the right thing, because that's my part, I think, is sort of art direct style. It's like, oh, this will look cool on here, or even, for example, Colette Turner. I encouraged her to go in the direction she went into, because I knew we were designing that to be a jeweled edition. So it's like, spread the detail, go crazy on it.
I think one of the reasons why you get so many...
8 minutes to launch.
8 minutes to launch.
He gets such the best work out of so many of the best artists in the industry because of the freedom. And that's, I can tell you, having worked for most major publishers and indie publishers, that was not me, that it's a rarity. And I think you really, you get to express yourself when you say, hey, what do you want me to do? And you're like, what do you want to do?
That's the question all the time. Yeah, I love it when people take that challenge, because then some people, they don't. It's like, oh, well, okay, I have a box of ideas, but I really want to see what you got.
Well, and even just coming here, I tell anybody, if you could see what I see on the walls here, it makes me look around and go, damn, I need to up my game. Because there's some really good art here, and you're like, all right, I'm taking it to another level.
It's awesome.
Stay tuned.
Right on. So, Mr. Monty Moore, I want to call Mike back in. Mike, the question I have for you is, for people who read our material, do you have any teasers for what's going on in Apocalyptic Abyss?
Well, for Apocalyptic Abyss, for those of you who have read the previous issue, Unholy Ruin, it picks up on the action just where that one left off. Okay, so
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So
7 minutes to launch.
So picks up the action right where Unholy Ruin left off. Lady Death has just competed in Gore Galore, the Twisted Hell game show, and she and the Hell Raiders have rescued her mother and are now escaping to the city of Dis. Of course, it's Lady Death, so it's not much of an escape, because they're pursued by Hell Witch
and her insurmountable horde.
And a horde of badass killers. And so they get caught in a city full of elders and the
Hellborn
elders, all of which want to spill their blood, with Hell Witch and the army outside. So they're caught in a rock in a hard place.
Yeah, it's led all the way up to this one. This truly, we're letting you know, this chapter 7, Apocalyptic Abyss, is the culmination of the last 6 chapters, and actually brings a certain chapter of Lady Death's undead life to a conclusion.
Yes, nothing will be the same.
Nothing will be the same after this one. So strap in. Timekeeper, how we doing? We got 5 minutes till the launch. So hang on. We got 5, but I want to say, I want to welcome my dear buddy, our actual global ambassador to Fiendom and to Coffin Comics. This is Mr. Troy Hudson and his lovely wife, Gidget Not Ginger. And Troy, is there anything you want to say out to the nation?
Support it. Let's get it done. Collector's Corner rocks.
Woo!
Yeah, it does.
Big shout out to the Collector's Corner, Huffman,
Pommel, Dane,
all the admins.
Shazam, all the admins.
Exactly.
You guys are the embodiment
Dane
of
Ellington.
what Fiends stand for.
Yeah.
Without you guys being in the corner and spreading the nation, spreading the word.
And let me explain too, like what I would like to say, what I like about the corner and the behavior is this, is you're rock and roll, you're fucking savages, I get it, but you're on a positive tip and you're about fun. You know, there's no hate, no politics, no religion, but you are savages.
Number one rule: don't be a dick.
You can rock and roll, but you do not have to be a dick about it, right? Like everyone can have some fun.
Well said. Well said.
So let's see. I want to introduce. Who else have we introduced? Well, I mean, let's give it to the Presidente. Real quick.
4 minutes to launch.
4 minutes to launch. Oh my God, let's go. Let's go. No, not yet.
We're so close. Want it right to the edge. I think. Nick, are you in position to launch? Stand by.
I'm sure you showed the patches.
You showed them over there, but I showed them. You want me to show them again?
Yeah.
I missed it.
It was on my script, sweetheart. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely have the latest patch set. Francisca made this cool vest that we're offering for folks. We're really proud of it. It's a lot of fun. Not the vest, but the patches. Whoops. And this is how it could look for you. They are dye sublimated printed with embroidered borders.
Is that made out of blood?
And it's made out of, yeah, blood. The blood of Brandy Reese. Say hello to Brandy Reese. It's our warehouse manager, fulfillment. Oh shit, you people better get into position. Let's do it. Let's get ready.
Get by those computers.
Oh man. Well, now that you and I are alone, everyone's getting into position. As we get ready to launch, I want to thank you guys. I mean, sometimes you hear me say this, but if you cut to 3 years ago, man, there was no future. Who knew what the fuck was going on? I just settled a lengthy and costly lawsuit with my former publisher, and I was at a crossroads, and I just didn't really know where to turn or what to do. So I kind of took a look at the landscape, and I eventually concluded that the way to reach you guys was through Kickstarter. And 3 years later, I am happy to announce that because of you, we have generated over $1 million in overall sales through Kickstarter, which has enabled us to bring you all the materials that we brought you, to bring you HQ eventually. We will talk more about that later. And who knows what the future holds, but it's amazing and incredible to connect with you. 2 minutes to launch. Oh. Well, come on in. What does Fiend Nation mean to you?
Aw.
Man, you're gonna blindside me like that, huh? We are who we are. We all love Lady Death. We love the old site. Mm-hmm. It's just almost a way of life. That's about all I can really say.
Francisca, is there anything else you want to say to folks before we get into launch?
No, let's launch this thing.
Oh, no, we gotta go with the
Oh.
How much time?
1 minute,
Ah!
10 seconds till the launch. Lady Death, Apocalyptic Abyss.
Drop those bombs.
Can we do this, Fiend Nation?
Set
We
a
got
new
1
record.
minute now.
Break
1
those
minute.
records. You got it.
Ooh, look, Brian PULIDO'S live.
This is wild, folks. You know, it's funny too, like other Kickstarters, now that we're about at launch, we are also ready to go to press. So as soon as that Kickstarter closes, man, we're going.
35 seconds.
35 seconds to launch.
Get ready.
30 seconds.
Let's break the internet.
Yeah.
Let's count it down from 10 together.
Right on.
20 seconds.
Oh.
Down to 15.
Seconds get longer as you wait.
10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch.
Going. It's going.
We are launched. We are launched. Let's see how. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now we're timing it.
Now we're timing.
We got time.
So, even though we have just launched, we're already like sending our links all around to the different places. And soon we're going to start checking our totals to see when we begin to make a goal. That's kind of matrixy. If you take like Jimmy's live and then you show that,
It's free.
I don't know if that's the Matrix, or we just opened up another dimension.
I think you broke a hole in the internet.
Nick, after you post that one, let's check our total, see how we're doing. See how we're doing here. Francis, you mind pulling up, go from live and go to the... Anybody jump on the Kickstarter page and see how we're doing?
Anyone? Bueller?
Bueller.
17. We met goal. Time.
1 minute, 2 seconds.
102. New record. It might have been earlier. We're cranking up. We're past it.
Well, that's going, yeah.
It's going fast. So
Yeah.
we have 42 backers. 1 minute and 2 seconds. That is definitely a record.
That's a record, people.
Our previous record was 132.
Wow.
Yeah, we're cranking up. Jimmy, you want to swing around and kind of see what's going? We launched less than a minute ago, and we're cranking up. Thank you, Fiends. Thank you, everybody. It's incredible. We're going really fast. We have 58 backers. It's incredible. Well, folks, we're off to the races, but there's a couple other things I wouldn't mind announcing because, again, I am an endless promoter. When I was a little kid, I'd go to the library and I would read biographies on guys like P.T. Barnum. I just loved that guy's showmanship. I admired it so much. And I know Jimmy Calabrese is...
Just crossed 25.
We just crossed 25! Yeah! How long?
2:13.
So
2 minutes 13.
Remember, 2:13, we hit 25.
Okay.
So, I know that we're off to the races and we're doing great, but I want to make a request that's a little different than I ever have before. So I'm actually asking all the authentic fiends out there to share this Kickstarter and turn one friend in your life onto Lady Death. And this is how I mean it. I don't mean like a Facebook share. I'll take those all day. They're great. What I'm saying is maybe get that Lady Death cutout or one of your former Lady Death books, or even share a digital edition.
We're approaching 30, guys.
Approaching 30.
30.
And I want you, if you find it in your heart, to like sit down with a person and straight up spend 10 minutes and turn them onto it. I believe that we could take over and we could show people exactly how it's done. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is just you and me, you and us. There was no middleman. There was no one out there to help us. No one running our press releases. No big corporate support. Nothing, right? Right. This was all done by us.
31, 111, 32.
We're at 32. So this is a real life grassroots thing that happens between us and you. No middleman. You guys enable us to do all the madness that we do. Not only all our enhanced printing and our crazy merchandise, but actually build this HQ that one day you will be able to visit. We're at 35. So you guys are out there and you're loud. And this is a demonstration of all of us and the power that we could show others. Like, forget all the regular systems. We're upending them. We're disrupting them. This is new. This is how we do it. And now I'm ranting, but that's what I'm like all jazzed up.
There are only
35,
15 unlimited left.
Oh, wow.
Oh, on Ultimates, you mean?
Ultimate, yeah.
Ultimate.
What time is it?
4 minutes, 19 seconds.
So, okay, 4 minutes to go on the Ultimates. The other thing I was going to say, folks, is let me give you a picture of how this year is going to go a little bit, even into this particular month. This month, let me take a sip first. Woof. So February is an important month every year because it's the month that Lady Death #1 was released 24 years ago on February 9th. So, as I mentioned a little earlier, this Friday, February 9th, is Lady Death Day. Now and forever, it's Lady Death Day. I'm asking you to bring Lady Death or your comic, your merchandise, or this printout that we gave everybody and we posted online and we'll send to you through the Kickstarter. You can make your own little cutout. And I'm just asking you to bring her throughout your day, maybe during breakfast, lunch, dinner, at home, at work, at play, in the bedroom, you're canoodling with your significant other.
Threesome!
The ultimate threesome. Then I would ask you to hashtag Lady Death Day and post it. Post it online.
Not the threesome.
Tag us. maybe with like naughty bits taken out. Post it, and you're going to be eligible for prizes on February 9th. We're going to give away a ton of stuff. We'll be looking for you. So that's one thing. So next Saturday, which is February 17th, we are going to be in Arizona at Jesse James Comics in support of AZ Venture Con. If you're an Arizonan or nearby, come on out, and we're going to be there from 12 to 5. We're going to have 2 brand new exclusives that are done by Anthony Delaney and Mike DiBalfo, and they were made for Jesse James Comics because, again, 40K, because Jesse James is a BAMF. And we'll be there from 12 to 5. We're going to actually have Sapphire Nova as Lady Death. This is her cool, like, human Lady Death.
Lady Death alive.
Lady Death, this is Lady Death alive. So that. But in between now and then, we couldn't resist. So on Valentine's Day, we're doing a host of exclusives by the one and only Zombie Tramp creator, Mr. Dan Mendoza. You know, it's just been a revelation to work with. It's been so much fun. And then Elias, I can't say your last name. Elias, if you're out there, help me spell. Chatazoas? Does anybody know Elias's last name?
I thought it was Chilios, but I think I'm wrong.
Elias, I am lost, but your work humbles us, and your imagery is phenomenal. So we're offering those exclusives this coming Wednesday. And then at the end of this month, if you can believe it, it's Emerald City Comic Con, March 1st through 4th. What? I mean, it's madness right now. Like, we've gone from mellow, can you believe it? Can you believe it was like December not that long ago? And here we are in February, like barreling towards March, where I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con. Well, in closing, how are we doing, young man?
40,636.
That is amazing.
How many ultimates left, Nick?
And what's our time?
7 minutes 40.
7
seconds.
minutes. It's incredible. Again, I want to heavily emphasize.
To find that out. 12.
We have 12 ultimate sets left for your consideration. The wonderful Frank Cho Sabine Rich Fine art print, which I'm really personally very excited about. I wish you could feel the paper. Nick, you felt the paper. It felt pretty good, right?
It felt great. Yeah.
What do you think? If you're nerdy about this stuff, like, come over here.
It's German etching paper. Yeah.
You come over here. Give me that face.
Etching paper, yeah.
Give me that face. Ooh.
Lick it.
The ambassador.
That's got nice.
49 left.
You know if the ambassador likes it, right? Is there anything anybody else would like to say in closing?
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Collector's Corner.
Yes.
This is awesome.
I want to give a big up to everybody who's attended tonight. These are our friends and folks who work with us on Coffin Comics. I am absolutely amazed. You know, again, I cut back to 3 years ago where, you know, we were at the crossroads, man. Like, who the hell knew? And 3 years later, you guys have, through your contribution to us, you have given us a life that we had never imagined. It is an honor to make rock and roll inspired supernatural comics for you to spread love and joy through crazy comics. And I want to thank you. And without further ado, this is your boy Brian Pulido. I'll be talking to you sooner rather than later, but we're going to sign off. And thank you so much, everybody. We are funded in. Sign off in less than we're funded in less than a minute, and thank you very much. All hail Lady Death.